Imagine walking into a room and suddenly feeling like every eye has turned toward you. Nothing dramatic has happened, but your body becomes alert as if you have stepped into the center of attention. You become aware of everything about yourself: how you walk, how you look, what you do with your hands, whether your clothes sit correctly, whether you seem confident or awkward. Maybe you say something slightly strange. Maybe you trip over a word. Maybe your voice sounds different from what you expected. The moment lasts only a second, but it feels much larger from inside your own mind. And then, for hours, your brain keeps replaying that moment. It returns to the expression on your face, the sound of your voice, and the tiny pause afterward, like everyone saw it, and everyone is still thinking about it. But here is the strange truth. Most people probably did not notice. And even if they did, they usually interpreted it as a small, ordinary moment, then forgot about it almost immediately. Psychologists have a name for this. It is called the spotlight effect. The spotlight effect is the tendency to overestimate how much other people notice our appearance, our behavior, and our mistakes. Your brain creates the feeling that a giant spotlight is following you everywhere, making every detail seem visible. It can feel as if you are standing on a stage, and everyone around you is part of the audience. Even a normal room can begin to feel like a performance, but most of the time, that spotlight exists only in your mind. It is produced by your own attention, not by the attention of everyone around you. The reason is simple. Your brain experiences life from one point of view: yours. You cannot directly experience how little space you occupy inside another person's thoughts. You hear your own thoughts. You feel your own emotions. You notice your own mistakes. You remember your own awkward moments in far more detail than anyone else ever could. Your inner world is always close to you, so it feels more important and more visible. Psychologists call this an egocentric bias. That does not mean you are selfish. It means your brain naturally has difficulty stepping outside your own perspective and estimating what other people are actually noticing. Imagine watching a movie where the camera follows one character the entire time. You see every expression, every hesitation, every small decision, and every mistake that character makes. Naturally, that character feels like the center of the story. That is how you experience yourself. You see yourself in high definition. Other people usually see you for only a few seconds at a time, while they are also thinking about their own plans, worries, and mistakes. One of the most famous experiments on this effect was conducted by psychologists Thomas Gilovich, Victoria Medvec, and Kenneth Savitsky. They wanted to test a simple question: do people really notice us as much as we think they do? In the study, students were asked to enter a room wearing an embarrassing t-shirt. The shirt was chosen specifically because the person wearing it would feel unusually noticeable. The person wearing the shirt felt uncomfortable immediately. They expected the shirt to stand out. They assumed many people would notice it right away, remember it, and possibly judge them for it. But when the researchers checked what actually happened, far fewer people noticed than the students predicted. The attention they expected was much larger than the attention they actually received. The person wearing the shirt felt as if they were standing under a giant spotlight. But from everyone else's point of view, it was barely a moment. Their attention returned quickly to whatever they had already been doing. You can see the same pattern in everyday life. You walk into a room late. A few people look up for a second because something moved near the door, and your brain immediately says, "They noticed. They are judging me." That brief glance becomes evidence for a story your anxiety was already prepared to tell. But what are most people actually thinking? Usually something much smaller. One person is thinking about their work. Another is thinking about what to say next. Someone else is wondering whether they forgot to reply to a message, what they will eat later, or what they need to finish before going home. The same thing happens when you say the wrong word, forget someone's name, or pronounce something incorrectly. You feel the mistake from the inside, so it seems louder than it really was. Your brain saves the moment as if it were a disaster. It replays it, magnifies it, keeps it alive. Each replay adds emotional weight, even though the original event has already ended. But for everyone else, it was one tiny second. They moved on. You are replaying a moment that other people already left behind because they never carried it with the same intensity you did. And the same pattern appears online. You post a picture, a video, or a comment. The moment you share it, your attention turns inward and starts monitoring how you might be seen. Then you wait, you check your phone, you look for reactions, you wonder what people think. Every quiet minute begins to feel meaningful even when it is not. Silence starts to look like judgment when it may simply mean that people are busy. This is why an important feeling must be separated from reality. Just because it feels like everyone is watching you does not mean they are. A strong feeling can be real without being an accurate description of the situation. The first way to weaken the spotlight effect is to name it. Instead of saying everyone is focused on me, say, this might just be the spotlight effect. Naming the bias creates distance between the feeling and the facts, and that distance gives you room to think. Second, move your attention outward. What is this person saying? What can I contribute? What can I learn? How can I help? Attention cannot stay trapped on you when it is genuinely engaged with the world around you. Third, accept small imperfections. Confident people are not confident because they never make mistakes. They are confident because they stopped treating every mistake like a public disaster. A small mistake can simply be noticed, corrected, and left behind. You are the main character in your own mind, but in everyone else's mind, they are the main character in theirs. Most people are not watching you. They are watching themselves, and that spotlight your brain keeps showing you might not be real at all.